made it difficult for ourselves. I think we started off. We looked sluggish today. I'm going to have a look at what we've done this week, the amount of training we've done, but really we've got to be better than that. And if we want to achieve anything, you have to be better than that in all of the games. And we know that it's a marathon. You know, we know that you've got to travel distance, but so have the supporters. You know, they've got the energy. We need to show that energy and be better than we were, certainly in the first half. But I think really the tail of everything was that the fact that I think we had 50-50 in terms of possession. I think we had 8 shots, so they had 12 shots. We had one on target, which was the goal from Kasey, and we need to do better than that on the ball. We have to be better on the ball. We didn't really go anywhere and didn't demonstrate the energy levels that we did on Friday evening. You've got to get as close to that as you possibly can do on every occasion. So. That was the disappointment. The positives, obviously, we've taken a point. We didn't take a point here last year. We've got a point, a hard-earned point, as you've said, with a really good finish actually from Kasey, and it was coming at that stage, but there wasn't enough quality. You know, we kept turning the ball over. Every time we went forward, we rushed things to try and play through them. They were doing the same. And it just became sort of a basketball game, and it was a game, and it was going to be one last bit of quality really that could finish the game off. Then we had Brandon go through at the death and did everything right, did really well. Hadji's got to be about 10-15 yards higher up, because if he sees him out the corner of his eye, he might square it across, and it's a tapping. It's those things that we've got to be a little bit better at, alongside being able to keep the ball, pass the ball. And then out of possession, they ask you questions. We tried to ask them questions, but it became sort of a cancelling out session. So it was a tough game, but you've got to take the point if you haven't played as well as you know you can.
Yeah. Home sides are always going to look to dictate the play, the pace, and what have you. But you really did struggle today to find any periods where you could impose yourself.
Yeah, any rhythm, and that's obviously because we ended up rushing things. We ended up giving the ball away. Sometimes we were passing it in the air when it just warranted playing into feet, which obviously trying to get the ball under control, and they want to press. So, you know, we are used to that. But today we were nowhere near our best, that's for sure. And that's the point we've got to get to as quickly as we can. And away from home, you know, again, we didn't pick a point up. We picked a point up this year. We've got to take it. Nothing we can do now. We've got to take it, but we've got to learn from this. And there's tough games throughout the season. We had a really good performance on Friday evening, but there were still things in that game where you're saying we need to be better there, and we do. We certainly do. But like I say, we'll address it and we'll look at what we've done, and we'll look at what we did in the build up to this game and how we can maybe improve that. You know, have we maybe overcooked them a little bit going into it? But they've got to take responsibility, and they've got to go again, and they've got to keep going all the time. And we've got enough players there. We're saying we've got enough players here with quality now that we're going to make an impact. So you give everything that you've got, and that's the way you get the best, and you maximise your squad. So they've still got to get there at the moment.
Obviously, very early on in the season, but is it a concern that it's still just that one clean sheet so far?
Of course you want clean sheets, but you're playing against good opposition. If you don't get it quite right, you're going to concede. I think the goal, I don't think we could have done much more than that. He's hit it really well. I think there was a foul on Joel in the build-up to it and pushed in the back. But again, if you don't get it, you've got to defend it. The fact we're trying to get out to the edge and he's hit it as well as he has done right on the stroke of half-time was a bit of a punch in the stomach, but it's how you come back from it. You know, you're still in the game, you're still well in the game. In the second half, we managed to have a little bit of quality, and Kasey went through and scored in the top corner, and then it just gave us a little bit of belief maybe to go and try and win the game. But like I say, I want us to play our scintillating football, but you're not going to get it all the time. But when you don't get that, you've got to earn the right to play it, and I don't think we earned the right to do that.
Yeah. And I think it took the goal as well just to give the game that extra bite. Both sides, you know, obviously upping things. But it's just that passion, I guess, that you want to see from the first minute.
I don't necessarily think it's about passion, because I think the passion's there. It's about application. It's about having the calm brains to be able to play in the right way, and it's about being calm in your head to be able to see the passes that are on, and then execute those passes properly, but being in the right positions to receive it as well. And we didn't do that. It wasn't linked up. So yeah, there's still bits to work on. It's early doors, you know. But if we can pick the points up as we tick along, then fine. But I want to try and see if we can turn these into wins. And by the way, these are a good team. They're better than they were last year. They're well organised. They've got an organised press. And unless you're ready to play through, which today we were a little bit off it, and we ended up going back to front at times early on in the first half with Binksy, just decided to try and play an out ball. But you've got to work your way into it. You've got to work your way into the midfield first, and then you can maybe play from there and determine what you're going to do from that position rather than go back to front, which is easier to defend, even against, you know, sheer pace. So yeah, it's disappointing, but you know, it is sort of edged with some relief, with some, you know, good play that's managed to get us back into a game that, you know, we weren't winning at that stage, and managed to get in a position where we could go on to win it. And we had a couple of chances at the end where, if we'd have done a little bit better or we'd done a little bit more, then we would have got the winner and we'd have been going, right, okay, we'll take that, but there's still things to work on, and there would always be still things to work on.
Tuesday, you're looking at that as a way to give minutes to the players that didn't start today?
I want to have a look on the bus on the way back. I want to see what we've done. I want to see who warrants game time, because we've got work into the game against Norwich at the weekend. Before you go into an international break, we've got players that are going to be going away on international duty and more now. So I'm going to have a real good look at it. But I want energy. I want quality, and you know, we've got to find a way of getting that back out on the grass, because to be fair, today it wasn't where we needed it to be.
Kasey, 1-1 draw today, a deserving point?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't think it was at our best today. We can play a lot better, we'll play a lot better, but to come away with a point here, I think it's a good point.
It did take a while though to have that first shot on target, and it obviously resulted in your goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was far from our best today. I think we all know that we didn't really get going. But like I said, to leave here with a point, I think we could look back, if we back it up with a win next week, as a good point. But we've got to be a lot better than how it was today, I think.
Yeah, and was it in the stars that it was going to be you who came back to Ashton Gate?
It's one of them things, isn't it? I think when you come back here, or when I come back here compared to today, I think fans want to give you a bit of, you know, dues, but it is what it is. So to score is always good, yeah.
Jay seems to get a better sort of run of things with him.
For some reason, yeah. We were just talking about it there. It's like, as soon as I come on, boo. As soon as Jay comes on, claps. But I suppose I scored, so that's all that matters.
Home side certainly dictated things for the majority of the game, and obviously you'd have to say deserved to go in to the good.
Yeah, I'd say Bristol are a good team. I think they've got good players, and I think they weren't at their best today. I think both teams weren't really at their best, so I think they could have went up probably another gear or two, just like us. But yeah, I think they got some good players, so keep them scoring one goal, and I think a goal which we probably think is a bit hard on us. There was a foul nature to the box in our opinion, so yeah, it's a great strike from George. So.
And after your goal went in, it just sort of lifted the tempo of the game. It just got a little bit more tasty, shall we say? Yeah,
I think on another day we push on and Brandon might score, or we might score one of the other chances, and we leave here with 3 points and we're buzzing. But yeah, it just weren't meant to be. But at least we didn't lose. Can't win, don't lose. So we take a point.
Yeah. First 3 games, you've got the complete set: a win, a defeat, and a draw. How do you sort of rate your start to the season?
Not bad, but not where we kind of want to be. Probably a slower start than we wanted in the dressing room. But football's football. It's not always going to go to plan. There's 46 games, so hopefully we can put a run together soon. We're winning back-to-back games.